Philip Stoughton. I'm at Electronica 2024 and I'm joined by a dear friend, Mattias Lindhe. Good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Thank you, and congratulations on your recent promotion.
Thank you.
From January, you'll be Chief Strategy Officer. What does that entail?
Of the Hanza Group. It entails mergers and acquisitions, building the next strategy block for Hanza, which will go all the way out to 2028. It captures expanding globally, continuing to expand globally, I should say, and to work with the different components within our company to become an even greater company.
That's exciting. And let's kind of break some of those bits down. I mean, we always talk about strategy anyway, so it's no surprise that you're taking that role. Start with the global side of things. We've all been waiting for the US election to be done. I think there's no surprise that the word tariffs comes up again and again, and we're moving to a world where there feels like there's going to be more protectionism, there are going to be more regional markets, people are thinking more about low-cost local rather than chasing the cheapest labor around the world. So what does that mean for a company like Hanza when you think about where we are, where we need to be, what our customers are expecting from us?
Being a service provider of various manufacturing services, we need to be where the customer wants us to be. Reflecting on the election in the US, it's quite obvious that there's a demand to avoid tariffs in the future. There will be a demand for local content. We ask our customers continuously, where would you like us to be? Where would you like us to service you next? And so far the answer has been the Americas.
Yeah.
There's also talks about India or Southeast Asia, but we will go where our customers want us to be. We will start, let's say, an investigation on how to get there. Could that be turbocharged by the election and the result of the election? Maybe.
Yeah, and it may well be turbocharged by the first 100 days because much as we have an idea of what the vision is, we don't have the detail yet. So there was a lot of talk about 20% tariffs on everywhere. I hope there aren't tariffs on their near neighbors like Mexico and Canada, but one never knows.
We don't know.
We need to wait and learn a bit about that.
And the good thing from our perspective is that we are just in the process of closing what we call Hanza 2025, meaning that we have another year to assess what's happening, look at this, and get properly prepared so that we can do a good and effective launch in 2026.
Yeah, and when you look at strategy, and just to finish on the tariff thing, the good thing is the last Trump presidency wrote the USMCA agreement, so hopefully they like it because it was theirs, and they replaced NAFTA with that. So, but looking at strategy, I think what's really unique about Hanza is you are incredibly vertically integrated. So you actually have a different dimension within which to expand, and rather than just the one question of where do you want us to be to your customers, you're also constantly asking, what do you want us to be?
Yeah, and we typically tell ourselves and our customers that we're not interested in selling what you want, we're selling what you need. And understanding what your customer needs requires a lot of listening rather than just talking. So we tend to spend tremendous amounts of time understanding the customer needs and then tailoring something out of our vertically integrated portfolio of services or adding a new service. So we're not bound. We're not an EMS. We're not even an MS. We call ourselves a complete manufacturing solutions provider.
Yeah, you are absolutely that complete manufacturing partner to your customers. You came from a much more traditional EMS world, through Flex and through Orbit One and your entire history. When you got to Hanza, was it a bit of an eye-opener to see how that vertical integration works, how customers respond to that? I'm curious if it makes customers stickier, more loyal, because you can provide them with more?
I mean, the width of the services that Hanza provides and the depth of the customers that we have creates almost like a cushion, like an airbag that will help us and work together with the economy.
As a result of that, do you think you've done better than the market this year?
I mean, if you look at some of the big players focusing on construction industry, they're down 50%. I guess the average is maybe between 10 and 50%. According to our latest financial report, we're down 4%. So yes, it gives us a cushion. Back to your question, was I surprised? When I stepped into Narva, which is one of our Estonian factories, and saw the complete manufacturing of forklifts, from sheet metal to machine electronics to cables, final assembly, customization, and shipment directly to the end customer. Yes, I was surprised, because that's something that no other EMS manufacturing service partner has done. So from that perspective, I've seen more stuff like that. I mean, we have the reverse vending machines that are extremely complex. They require a lot of electronics, a lot of sheet metal, a lot of machine parts. Those are also completely done in one cluster, one region, and then shipped to wherever the customer wants it.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
And you know, when you think of that from an EMS point of view, you wouldn't even dream of looking at that business normally. And the fact that Hanza can provide that as a contract manufacturing partner is amazing.
You would look at, how could I become a sub-assembly provider? How can I be a box provider? But Hanza can really be the total solution provider, and that's unique.
Yeah, well, not just that, but the configure to order and deliver direct to the customer is absolutely huge for many OEMs that are reducing their own internal manufacturing and distribution footprint. That gives you, as I say, that gives you a really unique position. I think when I look at the big discussions we've had here this week, obviously everybody's talking about the market, and not in a positive way, and that recovery maybe looks like mid to late next year for most of the electronics manufacturing sector. The other topic is obviously geopolitics, which we've covered. But the other is this continuous move towards digital transformation, and whether AI can help push us over that last line, whether it can actually move that agenda forward in a way that it hasn't moved forward in the last 7 or 8 years. How do you feel about that, and what are your investments in it? Partly because you're not just doing EMS, you're doing all these other things. So you actually have more opportunity to benefit from digital transformation.
So I think AI now is probably a concept and a tool and a principle that people understand. A few years ago, it was something that was buzzing and nobody really knew how to work it. The backside of that is that it has already started within companies to be used, ChatGPT, etc., which is, to be quite honest, is endangering the IP and the security of what we do. I think we, as a company, we've taken the decision to set a structure, create a toolbox of available tools that will enable us to become smarter and more efficient. AI will provide great help into becoming a more lean company. AI will help us to shorten the time from order to delivery. Exactly where we will work with the AI in the next year or next 10 years is really difficult to say today. Because as I said, there are so many new tools coming every week, every month, and the ways of using it is still kind of in...
It's in flux, isn't it?
It's in flux.
It's in flux. And like many, you're AI curious, but you're automation aware. I think that's what's really interesting. Orbit One, I think, were one of the more advanced electronic manufacturers. When you get to Hanza and you look at what can be done in plastic, sheet metal, all those other areas, the opportunity for automation is huge.
I mean, within Orbit, we took the decision to acquire close to half of our automation partner, and that automation partner that component is still there, and that's now being utilized across all of Hanza. So we have our own company focusing on laser marking, vision systems, complete robotized automated manufacturing systems, as well as 3D printing. So we will continue to try and be in the forefront of this, whatever we call it, Industry 4.0, digitization, whatever. So
and that transformation. But you have some of those building blocks. You know, when we talk about the building blocks of digital transformation, it's that connectivity, it's having all that data, the inspection systems you have, automation systems you have, are providing that. So actually the deployment of AI, You're ahead of many people.
We're ahead of many people, and also enabling our customers to get a view into that. I mean, we actually got an award last year for our, let's say, AI solution that enables a customer to, through VR glasses, come to one of our facilities and actually visit all our facilities.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unique, and it's something that I would encourage anybody to visit a Hanza plant, and you will be able to see all the other 20 plants.
Wow, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is really cool, and you know, actually, going to see 20 plants is really difficult, but actually, it is the ecosystem that delivers the value. So being able to see that all in one go. So. New job in the new year, exciting 2025 for you. What is it you're particularly looking forward to? What are you concerned about in terms of challenges in the market?
Looking forward to, I mean, continuing to work with our customer base, figuring out where we should be as we expand globally in what we call Hanza 2028. With regards to the market, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Like the VC case that we did here in Germany, where basically we are helping large international OEMs to consolidate and relocate their manufacturing. I'm pretty sure that the current market situation is going to drive more of those opportunities. The market rebound, when will that happen? Within Hanza, we tend to, as we say, you dig where you stand. We're not just sitting down waiting for the orders to come back and the revenue to come back. We know that the market is coming back, but we don't know when. So let's get prepared for now. And then when happens, when the market rebounds, then we are able to harvest from that.
Mattias, I love that you started that answer with, we'll listen to the customer and do what they want.
No, I mean,
that's the most important part
for sure.
of manufacturing services. It's a service. So
we have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Yeah, we've said that before. Thank you so much for talking to me, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.